much 50 cents on the dollar in terms of general fund versus other revenue sources. Now, looking at the total amount, if you look at specific departments, it could be as low as 0% general fund, or it could be as high as 100%. It will vary from department to department. So I want to just say a couple things. One is that's exactly one of the items that we looked at in developing the proposed budget in the first place. When we have budget conferences with department heads, we go down each of those things, and believe me, out-of-county travel is one of the places you zero in on right away. So I want to assure you that that's something that got looked at. I also want to indicate that when you're talking about out-of-county travel, you seem to tie it, and I know you probably didn't mean to, simply to conventions or training or whatever. In fact, most out-of-county travel is related to clients. Foster children who are placed in other counties, mental health clients who are placed in other counties, et cetera. So I would not say that the majority of it is training. And but rest assured that that is an area that we've looked at, and I know departments already reduced what they thought.
So you're saying you don't think there's no room to cut any?
You know, I think that...
Kind of like the bottled water issue, there's no flexibility to make a cut.
Well, of course, I would never say that. I think that it would have been useful, we would have been able to research that between 2 weeks ago and now if we had that. I'm just saying that there was a review done of it at one point. If you want another review, we can, but obviously we can't do it right now.
Allison, I'm going to say this one more time. Every time through this last year, we've had a budget process meeting, I was always told, now is not the time. Wait till next time. Here we are at the final budget deliberations on the last day before we adopt this budget. Mm-hmm. So I don't have any more. I can't wait till tomorrow, or I can't wait till next month. This is my first real opportunity to get this stuff interjected.
Actually, we had an August 25th and August 26th, and you know, I don't want to argue with you. We did just say, hey, anything you want us to look at in the next 2 weeks, please let us know, because we want to come and we want to be prepared to address whatever concerns you bring up.
Okay, Supervisor Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Concerns that have been voiced now already regarding the landfill closure diversion of funds, and I don't think that that's something to support. I think it is a continued strategy that we've been dealing with today vis-a-vis the teeter, and I think it shows to be a failed strategy. Of late, we are getting more feedback now from the regulatory agencies on, yes, we do need to move forward, and the county has been attempting to move forward. I think it's been for a period of 3 years for the closure plan for the South Coast, and we have been delayed by not getting the agencies, the state agencies, to approve of the plan and move, so the county hasn't been able to move forward. It sounds like, because of the persistence of our solid waste director, that finally is about ready to move forward, as the county had hoped it would. So I think at this juncture, to divert funds that might in and of themselves not be adequate would be adding to the kind of strategies we've done in the past. Along those lines, I did some investigation on franchise fees and found, and I had other people do some of the due diligence to get the numbers, but the information that was reported to me is that the county's franchise fee amount is 7%. Fort Bragg charges 12%, Willits is 12%, and I believe Ukiah is 12% plus a 3% fee that they add on for doing the internal management of those funds, something along those lines, so it would be approaching 15%. I think that what the county needs to do, if we want to go in this direction, that we need to reduce the net county costs, which we've had numerous discussions about, of solid waste draw on the general fund. We need to talk about raising those franchise fees to be in sync with what the cities in the county, all of them, are doing. So ours at 7% is probably not adequate, but what we could do is leave the 7% as the full direction, and maybe with some research see, do we need to add 1%, put that towards the landfill closure. But the very rough calculations I've done is if we were to have those fees be roughly 12%, that would add an additional $330,000 of revenue that we need to put into the solid waste function. So the only way that I would want to entertain doing any type of a diversion, even on a one-time basis, is a commitment that we are going to make those franchise fees, approach what the cities are. And the fact that we haven't done that on the revenue side is sort of one of the examples from my previous comments of what we've got to do on both sides. If we're going to talk about some reductions in force or any type of reduction of programs, we also need to look to the revenue side to see if we're really doing what we need to do. And I don't really think we're going to get to where we need to go on teeter or anything else in the up and coming years if we don't look at both of those strategies. So that's what my research shows. I think it's something that we need to put more time and attention into, and we need to bring a proposal to the board to change that. But at this juncture, diverting the dollars for a very specific purpose and a very costly one, it doesn't have the support of county council, it doesn't have the support of the department head, and I think it would be foolish for us to go down that path. I think it's just more of the same, and we absolutely shouldn't entertain that as a strategy to get to the bottom line. Thank you.
Okay, other comments from the board?
Just,
Supervisor?
we criticize our state government because they can't bridge a $17 billion gap, and now we're having a hard time bridging about a $300,000 gap. So we're going to have to make some decisions, and it's not to everybody's likings, but we have a proposal here.